Hey, how's it going, Robby? This is going to be a quick demo video for you for your Magic of Myth Saber installed with a Proffie. This particular one has a Proffie 2.2 because it was the one that you provided me. And then I also made you a Neopixel recessed blade. All right, so we're going to go over my desk. We'll take a look at this guy. I'll show you what I did and get it out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks, man. All right, Robby. Got your Magic of Myth Luke Skywalker saber here from Veracity Labs. Thank you very much for your patience. You know I had a little bit of issue with the original helper board that came with it. I do get a little PTSD sometimes when doing these kits and getting the old helper boards because they all seem to have an issue. However, to Lewis's credit, I reached out to him. It was either Wednesday or Thursday of last week. I think it was Thursday. I ordered 2 more. Today being Monday, I got them in the mail today. So that was very, very fast service from over there from Lewis and the Veracity Labs gang. And I was able to get this finished up for you. All right, so you've got a KR Sabers lit PCB here. It's a little bit hard to tell, but that is set up for a recessed blade. Before we get too much further, I've got your recessed blade right here. All right, all the way down to the other side. And if I can show that in camera there, hang on, let me put it a different way. There, you can see that it's recessed. I do have a little set screw right here holding that PCB holder in there so it's not going anywhere. All right, so we'll fire that up here in a second, but let's put this off to the side real quick. This is a 2-button setup. So your power switch will be back here. Your auxiliary switch will be up here. Of course, you will have your red and green LEDs working. When you take this off, you will have the Veracity Labs crystal chamber. One of the best crystal chambers I think that I have ever installed. I've installed many of these and I just like them every time I do them. This is one of the older ones, as you might be able to see, because this one is not colored black or anodized black on some of the parts like the newer ones that they're coming out with. But it's very cool to see this. I actually prefer this color scheme. Just the copper, brass, and aluminum color scheme looks really cool. All right, so what we've got in here, I put some brass mesh in there. All right, in this upper section that you can't see, but you'll see it light up, there's a 3-pixel strip and another 3-pixel strip, and I sandwiched them together. All right, so you've got 6 pixels up there, but they act as a 3-pixel unit. They do some different animations and stuff like that. I put a real quartz crystal in here. I went with a rather larger one just to take up all that space. It's got its own Neopixel accent. All right, if you ever want to get to the board, there is a copy of your config file on the SD card. You just take this entire piece off right here. Inside, you will find a speaker pod with a 28mm smokeless outpost elite speaker. That does not come out. That is a super tight press fit. It's made like that on purpose. All right, so 1 unit. You can swap these out if you want. This one has the pommel on it that has the hidden venting. If you wanted to put the solid one from your kit on there for display purposes, you're more than welcome to do that. It does swap out. But coming over here, it just says Solo Sabers around here in Arabish. You've got your stock pogo pins for the speaker, easy access to your SD card and your micro USB. Got a 1.3mm recharge port here. If you need a link to the adapter from the custom Saber shop for that, just let me know. I'm happy to send that off to you. All right, it does have an 18650 battery in it, but that's how you charge it right there. All right, if you don't need to get to your board, there's really no need to ever take this off, as your kill switch is located up here underneath the clamp card. All right, so what you want to do is you take this card, you slide it back. It is a little bit tight. I filed it down, but I didn't file it down too much where it would just fall out. I wanted it to be nice and firm in there so it didn't accidentally slip out. All right, you slide that back. I did put your additional brass pieces for this reveal board. I left them in your kit in case you wanted to do some additional things in here. You're more than welcome to do that. You're not going to mess with the install at all. But coming up here is your kill switch. So we'll flip this.
I'll never turn to the dark side.
Take this, slide it back. I'm going to turn this light off. You got your red and green cave scene arrows going. You've got a heartbeat going in your bottom crystal. And this is doing kind of a kit scanner. It's going back and forth. All right. And it lights up that entire upper piece, which is super cool. There's all kinds of shine through there. And we hit power. I made the saber or the crystal go solid. This ramps up. Of course, you've got light here. And on your arrows, I made the green arrow stay on, but the red arrow is going to pulse when the saber's on. All right. Auxiliary up here. That is a super cool crystal chamber, so I hope that you like the way that came out. No hot glue was used in the making of this crystal chamber. Okay, so everything is put together the way it's supposed to be, and that's how that looks. We'll set that off to the side. Here is your grenade section. So it has a blade side PCB in there that doesn't come out, and of course your second KR Sabers lit PCB. So all you gotta do is just take this and screw it in, all right? Screw it down until it gets tight. As soon as you feel it tighten, stop. You don't have to crank so hard on it, all right? Now we hit power, and we get power up here. Saber's nice and loud. We'll do a twist off and we'll put a blade in. So I grab the emitter right here with these two fingers, thumb, pointy, okay? So that you can unscrew this top guy right here. First thing you're going to want to do is come over here to your blade retention. You're going to want to back it out of the blade socket. Back it all the way out of the blade socket. All right. Take your recessed blade here. We're first going to take this piece right here. We're going to slide it over our recessed blade a little bit. It's a brand new blade. It fits pretty snug, but you'll be able to get it. Slide it over that piece just like that. All right. We're going to come over here and lock this in. If you ever twist this blade, which you don't need to, but if you're ever going to twist it to the right, righty-tighty. Even when you're going in or even when you're coming out, twist it to the right. Don't ever twist it to the left, the lefty-loosey, because you might accidentally unscrew this piece or this piece. I hand crank these as tight as I could, but you never want to loosen those up, all right? But once we get our blade in there, we're going to come over here, tighten it down. Don't be afraid to bite into that blade. We're going to bring this piece all the way down. Don't cross thread it, just take your time. When it comes to the blade retention, don't be afraid to bite down into the blade because it really needs to be out of the way of all of these threads. All right, so I'm going to bite down a little bit more. If you feel any resistance when you're screwing this in, it's likely because you don't have your blade retention screwed down enough. All right, I'm gonna screw that down. We're gonna leave it about right here for now. Okay, we're gonna hit power. All the way from the tip to the base. All right. Blade lock up right there. Hopefully you can see it well on camera. All right, now we're going to take the blade out. It's a little bit awkward to show off a full blade on camera because it doesn't fit in frame, but my one suggestion would be when you get this, and you don't have to do it, I'm kind of suggesting this also because my Allen wrench is a little worn out, so it doesn't want to work too well when I'm cranking down. I would almost take that blade retention out and I would swap it out for a smaller one. Find out the size and swap it out for one that's just a little bit smaller in length. You don't have to though. All right, so we're going to take this off. Before we put this back on, we're going to want to come back here, screw that blade retention down so that it's into the blade socket and it's out of the way of the threads. Come over here, put this on. You don't have to hand crank that tough, just kind of do it until it stops, and that's plenty. All right. Again, coming over here and hitting power. Slide this clamp car back and we'll kill it with the kill switch. All right, now the power's off. And that, sir, is how you use your Veracity Labs Magic of Myth with recessed blade. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks, man.